Those who struggle most with aging are often the ones who resist change, clinging too tightly to what was instead of embracing what is. But those who learn to adjust, stay open-minded, and welcome new possibilities find joy and fulfillment, no matter what life brings. Many assume that once they reach a certain age, they are set in their ways. However, this mindset can be limiting. It can prevent you from discovering new opportunities, meeting new people, and engaging in experiences that could enrich your life. Being adaptable isn't just about accepting change. It's about actively seeking ways to grow with it. Take Frank, a 78-year-old man who always valued face-to-face interactions. When many of his longtime friends moved away or passed on, he initially felt isolated. He thought, "I guess this is just how it is when you get older." But instead of resigning himself to loneliness, he decided to adapt. He learned how to use video calls to stay connected with distant loved ones, joined an online discussion group focused on history, and even made a few new friends in the process. Instead of allowing change to defeat him, he embraced it and discovered new ways to stay socially engaged. Those who thrive after 60 aren't necessarily the ones with the most resources or the strongest support systems. They are the ones who refuse to be stuck in their ways. They remain curious, open to learning, and willing to adjust to whatever life brings. If one door closes, they look for another. If a relationship changes, they find new ways to connect. If something is no longer working, they are open to trying something different. Your ability to adapt is one of the greatest pillars of support you will ever have. It enables you to navigate life with resilience, optimism, and confidence. The more you embrace change instead of fearing it, the less you'll feel like you're losing something, and the more you'll recognize that every stage of life has something new to offer. Final thoughts. Reaching 60 and beyond brings both wisdom and challenges. While family will always hold a special place in your heart, the truth is that the most reliable support you will ever have isn't found in other people. It's found in the foundation you build for yourself. Your financial stability ensures that you never have to rely on others to meet your basic needs. Your physical health determines whether you can maintain your independence and freedom. Your social circle keeps you connected, engaged, and emotionally fulfilled. Your sense of purpose gives your life meaning and direction, no matter your age. Your emotional resilience strengthens you against life's inevitable hardships. And your ability to adapt allows you to thrive even when things don't go as planned. If you have these 6 pillars in place, you will never feel completely alone. You won't have to beg for support, feel helpless in difficult times, or wait for someone else to step in and save you. True stability doesn't come from hoping others will be there for you. It comes from knowing that you are already prepared to stand strong, no matter what life brings your way. Thank you for spending time with us today. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Share one lesson you've learned and how you plan to apply it in your life. Your insights are valuable, and your engagement inspires us to continue creating meaningful content. If you found this discussion helpful, consider liking, subscribing, and sharing. It helps us continue bringing you content that informs and empowers. We appreciate you, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video. Pillar 4. Your sense of purpose. One of the most overlooked sources of support in life isn't another person. It's your own sense of purpose. After 60, many experience a shift. The roles that once defined them, being a parent, a worker, or a caregiver, start to fade. Retirement sets in, children become independent, and life slows down. Without a clear sense of direction, it's easy to feel invisible, unneeded, or even lost. No matter how much your family loves you, they can't create purpose for you. That's something you have to cultivate for yourself. Having a reason to wake up in the morning, whether it's a passion, a project, or a goal, keeps your mind sharp, your emotions steady, and your life fulfilling. It keeps you engaged with the world instead of just watching from the sidelines. Consider George, a 70-year-old retired engineer. At first, he was excited to finally relax after leaving the workforce. But after a few months, he started feeling restless, like something was missing. His days felt empty. His kids visited occasionally, but they had their own lives. That's when he decided to take action. He started volunteering at a local school, teaching kids how to build things. Before long, he had a new reason to wake up every morning, something that made him feel valued, useful, and connected to the world around him. Purpose doesn't have to come from a job. It can be anything that brings you joy and fulfillment. Learning something new, mentoring others, gardening, painting, traveling, or setting personal goals. The key is to engage in activities that keep you mentally and emotionally active. If you've been feeling like your best days are behind you, it's time to change that mindset. Purpose doesn't fade with age, it evolves. The more you invest in finding meaning in your daily life, the less you'll need to rely on others for happiness. Because at the end of the day, the strongest support system you have isn't someone holding your hand. It's the inner fire that keeps you moving forward. Pillar 5. Emotional resilience. Life presents challenges at every stage, and turning 60 doesn't mean the difficulties stop. They simply take on new forms. Friendships may fade, loved ones may pass, health concerns may arise, and at times life may feel lonelier than it once did. The truth is, no matter how much support you receive from others, the most dependable source of strength will always come from within. Your ability to adapt, process emotions, and find peace in difficult moments is what allows you to keep moving forward, even when circumstances unfold differently than expected. Many people rely on their family for emotional support, believing that their children, siblings, or extended relatives will always be available to comfort them. However, the reality is that everyone has their own struggles. Your loved ones may care deeply, but they might not always have the time or energy to provide the level of emotional stability you need. That's why cultivating emotional resilience is crucial. It enables you to find strength within yourself instead of always seeking it from others. Consider Helen, a 75-year-old woman who lost her husband after 4 decades of marriage. Initially, she leaned heavily on her children for emotional support. While they loved her and wanted to be there for her, they also had families, jobs, and responsibilities of their own. Helen soon realized that she couldn't rely solely on them to fill the void she felt. Rather than allowing grief to consume her, she took steps to strengthen herself emotionally. She joined a support group, began journaling her thoughts, and practiced daily gratitude. Over time, she discovered an important truth. She didn't need someone else to fix her sadness. She had the power to heal on her own. Emotional resilience isn't about suppressing feelings or pretending to be strong all the time. It's about acknowledging pain, processing it in a healthy way, and developing coping mechanisms that help you navigate life's ups and downs with grace. Whether through writing, meditation, therapy, or self-reflection, having outlets to manage your emotions is essential. Rather than depending on others to provide peace, resilience allows you to cultivate it within yourself. No matter what challenges come your way, the ability to stand strong on your own will always be one of your greatest assets. The more you develop emotional resilience, the less you will feel dependent on others to make you feel whole. At the end of the day, the person who will always be with you through every hardship and triumph is you. Pillar 6, the ability to adapt. If there's one certainty in life after 60, it's that nothing stays the same. People change, circumstances shift, and the things you once depended on may no longer be as reliable as they used to be. The key to thriving in this stage of life isn't holding on to the past, it's your ability to adapt. Pillar 3, your social circle. One of the biggest mistakes people make as they age is isolating themselves. It often happens gradually. Friends move away, loved ones pass on, and before you realize it, your social circle has become smaller than you ever imagined. The problem is that loneliness, especially after 60, isn't just an emotional struggle. It impacts your physical health, mental sharpness, and even your lifespan. Many assume that family will always be there for companionship, but the reality is different. Your children have their own lives, careers, and families to care for. They may love you deeply, but they can't be your sole source of connection. That's why building and maintaining a strong social network is one of the most vital pillars of support. The people who check in on you, make you laugh, and bring energy into your life are not just nice to have, they're essential. Take Margaret, for example. At 73, she always relied on her family for companionship. Her 2 sons loved her dearly, but as they got busier with work and raising their own children, their visits became less frequent. Margaret found herself feeling lonely, waiting for phone calls that didn't always come. Then she made a change. She reconnected with old friends, joined a community group, and picked up new hobbies that introduced her to new people. Suddenly, her life was filled with conversation, laughter, and a renewed sense of purpose. She no longer had to wait on family for connection. She created it for herself. Friendships, community groups, and even casual acquaintances provide something invaluable: a sense of belonging. Whether it's a neighbor you chat with, a book club you attend, or a group at your local gym, having people in your life outside of family creates emotional resilience. The more connections you build now, the more support you'll have in the years to come. So ask yourself, who in your life brings you joy? If the answer isn't clear, it's time to expand your circle. Because at the end of the day, a strong social network isn't just about having company. It's about having people who uplift you, remind you of your worth, and make every stage of life richer. Who will truly stand by you after 60? When you're younger, the answer seems clear: your family, your closest friends, and the people you've known for years. But after turning 60, reality starts to shift. Life changes, people get busy, and priorities evolve. You may find that the support system you once relied on isn't as dependable as you thought. In this video, we'll explore 6 essential pillars that become even more reliable than family as you age. This isn't about distancing yourself from loved ones. It's about recognizing where real stability comes from and ensuring you're never left vulnerable when you need support the most. By building a strong foundation based on these 6 key pillars, you'll gain the security and independence to navigate life's challenges with confidence. Stay with me until the end, because these insights may completely change the way you view support. And once you understand them, you'll never feel powerless, alone, or unprepared again. Now let's get started. Pillar 1, your financial stability. The most dependable support system you'll ever have isn't another person, it's your financial independence. Money may not buy happiness, but it does provide security, freedom, and peace of mind. As you age, relying on family for financial help isn't a strategy, it's a gamble. Your children have their own responsibilities, expenses, and families to care for. Even if they love you deeply, they may not always be in a position to assist when you need it most. Consider Richard, a 72-year-old man who always assumed his children would help if he faced financial trouble. He had supported them through college, lent them money when needed, and was always there when they called. But when an unexpected medical emergency drained his savings, he turned to his children, only to realize they were struggling with their own financial burdens. It wasn't that they didn't care. Life had simply placed them in challenging positions of their own. That's why financial stability is one of the strongest pillars you can build. It's not about being wealthy, it's about being prepared. Having an emergency fund, a reliable source of income, and a solid financial plan ensures you never have to depend on others to get by. If you're in your 60s or beyond, ask yourself, do I have enough savings to cover unexpected expenses? Is my retirement income secure? Have I minimized financial risks that could leave me vulnerable? If the answer is no, now is the time to take action. Learn to budget wisely, avoid unnecessary debt, and invest in long-term stability. Because at the end of the day, your financial security is the one thing that will always stand by you, no matter what life throws your way. Pillar 2, your physical health. There's one thing in life that no amount of love, money, or outside support can replace: your health. After 60, your body becomes either your greatest ally or your biggest obstacle. You can have all the financial security in the world, but if your health declines, your freedom vanishes. While family may care about you, they can't exercise for you, eat nutritious meals for you, or slow the aging process on your behalf. That responsibility falls entirely on you. Too many people take their health for granted, assuming that when the time comes, someone will be there to take care of them. But even if your family loves you, they have their own commitments and may not have the time, energy, or ability to be your caregiver. Relying on others for your well-being can leave you feeling powerless. Take Carl, for example, a 68-year-old man who was active in his younger years but let himself go after retirement. He assumed he had plenty of time to get back in shape, but before he knew it, his energy levels dropped, his mobility declined, and everyday tasks became difficult. His children visited when they could, but they weren't around daily to assist him. Eventually, Carl realized that if he wanted to maintain his independence, he had to take control of his health. Not next year, not next month, but now.